have also been figured out. It's a topic that has been mentioned between a lot of fans. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. That's right, guys. After the last Everton's result, probably one of the worst performances, I would say the worst performance in the league so far. A lot of fans are talking about maybe have Arsenal's the way to beat Arsenal. Maybe the blueprint has been set out. Now, originally, we played. We look this season. We have to we have to understand how great Arsenal have been. Now, a lot of fans, a lot of people, and the media talk about how the only reason Arsenal are playing good is because the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City have dropped. Now, there is a case for that, but when you look at the way Arsenal are playing, that honestly we are playing like we are literally the best team in the league, and I think that even if you put this Arsenal team in maybe last season against the likes of Liverpool and Man City, I really do think Arsenal will still be up there if the way we are playing. So I think I think it's just discrediting Arsenal saying that. And if you look at Manchester City, they're still up there. It's not like they've fallen off. Yes, by their standard, they're not playing the best of football, but that's not Arsenal. Arsenal are taking they're taking advantage of it, and we're playing the best football in the league. But last result against Everton has really shown, I would say, a blueprint on how to beat Arsenal. Look, we know this season that we are heavily reliant on the wings. Most of our goals and the way we play, the attacking play really comes from that left wing and the right wing. And it's first come from the Newcastle game where we've seen where that there is a weakness in Arsenal, which is when you block that wing or you stop that wing play or you double up, Arsenal are quite, I would guess you could say, toothless when it comes to without it. Now, the Newcastle game, I would say we really did deserve to win. I would say despite Newcastle getting the draw, I think Arsenal were the better team overall. But this Everton game, I would say hands up, hands up. Everton were clearly the more superior team, and they played the same way Newcastle did, except that they were a bit more attacking than Newcastle. And it does show that if a team does double up on the wingers, really packs that middle, also are there to get at, and it's shown against Everton. Now, Everton were lucky to only get a 1-0 win against Arsenal. I think Everton actually deserved to win 2 to 3 goals. By 2 to 3 goals, you have to be honest. They were the much superior team, and it has got me worried that maybe teams have figured out how to beat Arsenal. Now, there's a lot of, we're going to talk about the positives to that, why I think maybe it's not 100% true, but let's just talk about it. Like, firstly, when teams at Everton do double up on our wingers, it should mean there is an extra player available, which is Martin Odegaard and Granit Xhaka. Each of these players are now available to be able to make more impact. The only problem is Granit Xhaka. I like Granit Xhaka. I think he's having a brilliant season, but as a player, he is quite limited. He can't drive at space. He can't dribble. So it means that when Martinelli does get doubled up, it just means Granit Xhaka is quite ineffective. And when you think of it, Zinchenko is also having to drop into midfield. So our wing play is completely gone. Then you go to Saka. Now, Saka, fair play to him, most of the games he's always doubled up. And he sometimes does get away with it. He's a brilliant player. But when he is man marked up the game, it means Martin Odegaard has no one to link with. It means Ben White can't overlap because there's no space for him to overlap. So it just means that our attack completely just goes. Now, the positives I would say to that is we don't know how the team would play when Jesus is back. Obviously, when we know when Jesus is back, the attack is just free flowing. Obviously, Nketiah is still scoring goals, but he just unfortunately doesn't have the quality that Jesus has on the ball. Like, you can't underestimate how good Jesus is. Like, I don't think fans understand the impact Jesus has. Even when he's not scoring goals, that link-up play he has, the ability to be able to drop to left wing or right wing, being Martinelli and Saka into more closer to the goal, honestly, is so effective. So I guess we have to wait to see how, when Jesus is back, if teams do play like that, can Arsenal still counter it? Which I do believe that Arsenal will be able to counter it. Now, I'm going to say it is a weakness, and I think Arteta has to find a way to find a solution on how for Arsenal to be able to beat low blocks, because when you're at the top of the league, these are common. Most of the games that you will play, teams will drop deep, and when you come towards the business end of the season, a lot more teams will be dropping deep because they will be trying to survive relegation. So It's on Arteta to find a solution, and I'm confident he will. But let me know in the comments if you're worried about Arsenal, or if you think maybe this was just a blimp. But yeah guys, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys.